Good afternoon. I'm the CEO, Lauren Weinreb of Weinreb Company. I'd like to thank Olga for having us here today and Beck, Ontario. I'd like to now bring Akshay Patney up to the stand to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here today. So today we're going to be talking about how we can get you guys client ready so in the next few years you're ready to take that step and land that dream job that you've always wanted. So before we get into things, I'd like to just do a quick introduction about myself. So it was not too long ago where I was sitting exactly the same seats that you guys were. I graduated from Rick Hansen out from Mississauga, so I don't know if there's anyone from those schools. And yeah, you know, when I was in high school, like I thought I was doing pretty well. I had my mid-90 average, I started my own investment club and played on sports teams, and I was even an executive of my school's DECA chapter. And then I moved on to the next stage of my life. I moved on to business school and got accepted to the Schulich School of Business, where I got the chance to talk to some of the students, and I soon realized that everybody in my incoming class was just like me. They all started a club, they were all part of sports teams and had the same averages. And that got me a little bit worried because how was I going to go to university and compete for the same jobs that the 400 people in my class were and the thousands of others across the province? And that's why I decided to get involved with Weinreb when I did. Weinreb really gave me the chance to get a real life client experience on my resume at a time when nobody else had it or nobody else was giving me that opportunity. I mean, like, I still remember back when it was my first day in the job and I was like dressing up, going to the downtown core, headed to the boardroom and sitting across the seat of like some of the brightest students from Ontario. Like, I looked outside and saw like the beautiful skyline from the view and thought to myself, like, oh shit, like this isn't high school anymore, right? So just to give you guys a little bit of an example of what I got to do at Weinreb. So the first job I got put on was a consulting engagement where we were helping a small client decide which accounting software they should implement. And think about that, you're in high school and this is an impact worth thousands of dollars in the long run, and it really goes a long way on your applications. So I was able to leverage my Weinreb experience and landed my second year internship at Schulich with PricewaterhouseCoopers within the assurance and consulting division. And within my year, I'd say there were about 200 applications to this job at the time, and 6 of us got interviews. I'm really lucky to say that I was one of the 3 people who got that job in my second year, which is like the earliest they began hiring, and I owe a lot of that to the experiences that I developed through Weinreb. And then from there, I was able to develop, from there to move on to my next job at Deloitte within their mergers and acquisitions division. And you can kind of see a trend progressing here of using one experience as like a lily pad to get to the other. But the most important things I want you guys to recognize here is the starting point. You need to start at a position where you can make that jump to a PwC and you're early enough in your second year, because if I worked at, like, for example, McDonald's, I wouldn't have got that job that early and been able to be where I'm at in my career today. Now with that being said, that's enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. You guys all want that dream job. You're going to go to university soon and you're just about to reach it. So like, guys, just imagine yourselves right now working at that job. You have the office you want, you're working in the downtown core, doing what you love, and at the end of the day, you're getting paid as well. So you got that dream job, and but unfortunately, what the reality is the same vision that you guys just had is like the same vision that the guy opposite the next table would, and the guy a few seats down has as well. In fact, unfortunately, like firms like McKinsey and Goldman Sachs and some of these places that you guys want to work at receive 50 to 70,000 applications a year for that role. And an even scarier truth is a recruiter takes 6 seconds to make an initial decision on whether you fit the bill of the company or not. So let's digest that a little bit. When you think about 18 years of your life right now, like you're about to go, and maybe even more after you graduate, all summed down to one paper, which is read in 6 seconds, and that person's going to make a decision that's going to maybe like impact your entire life, right? So the question is, how do you make sure that within those 6 seconds, you make the right amount of impact that you need to make sure that your resume is picked out and placed into the yes pile? And here's the formula. When I was at Schulich, I had the chance to interview a lot of recruiters for a new initiative I was starting, and here's some of the stuff that they said that they look for in a candidate. Now, step one is you gotta have the technical. Pretty much, can you do the job? And this is proven usually through your grades or other skills that you have, such as QuickBooks or Excel and so on. Now, what happens is almost everybody ends up having this, right? So you're not really competing on this front because it's not a differentiating factor. So the next step is your soft skills, and I'm sure you guys know the importance of this already, which is why you're in DECA, so that's your leadership, your teamwork, your communication, how well do you get along with others? And if you don't, the people don't like working with you, they're not going to put you in front of their clients, and you won't get hired. And then finally is legitimacy. And I think here is the most important facet or factor where you can make a meaningful impact and differentiate yourself compared to others. And you can do this by getting relevant experience. So let's take, for example, you're interested in consulting. What I'm looking for here is how have you demonstrated in the last few years and spent your time proving to me that you're interested in consulting? Do you have relevant experience and responsibility? Like not just an entry-level job at McDonald's, but real responsibility with consequences if you mess up, with pressure, deadlines, and like maybe reporting to a boss or senior manager. Like this is stuff that people are looking for when they're hiring, and this is something that people need. And overall, these three things boil down to just essentially 2 words, and that's being client ready. People want to have an applicant who's client ready so they can put you in front of the clients that they trust their business with and know that it's going to be in great hands. So we know we have to become client ready, so how do we get there? Well, that's the Weinreb value, and it really helped me tremendously. So the Weinreb value starts with the training program, which is broken down into 2 segments. We'll start off, it's a 1-month training program that runs in the summer, and it's a formal course type of program. And we start by teaching you some of the technicals. So that's QuickBooks, which is used by 80% of small businesses, tax, Excel, and so on. And then secondly, we'll go into some more career workshops. So once you guys start applying, you have a polished resume, your LinkedIn profile's there, you know what to write in your cover letter, and what to do and say at networking sessions to make a memorable impact for your career. That leads right into the Weinreb internship program, which is what I was fortunate enough to experience. We're going to hand select candidates from the training program to move on to the internship program, where they will have the opportunity to do real-life client work. So I got the chance to do budgeting, forecasting, consulting for clients at such a young age. It really helped me differentiate myself. So here's what your Weinreb journey could look like. So some of you guys are in grade 11 right now, so we recommend getting involved this summer within our training program. Then you'll be applying to university, and we can use this Weinreb experience and leverage it to apply some of the great schools you guys are looking for. Once we look at our successes, we're in top American schools. Our alumni have gone to Harvard, Wharton, NYU, as well as top Canadian schools such as Schulich, Ivy, Queens, Rotman, and so on. Now, the next step for the grade 12s in this room, I only got involved in grade 12 as well, so it's not too late. In grade 12, you can use this Weinreb experience and then leverage it so once you get to your first or second year summer, where these big firms start actually recruiting, you're beating out all the other students in your year because you have more experience than anybody can compete with at the time. And you can then use these experiences to launch your third and finally your full-time dream job. When we look at our successes again, we've been at the top investment banks such as Goldman Sachs and Evercore, as well as Google, the top accounting firms, as well as consulting firms such as McKinsey and BCG. So what I want to emphasize is this could be you in a few years if you take that step now, because otherwise it's going to be too late later. And if you want to get involved, step 1 would be coming to see us outside at our table and signing up with your email so we can keep in contact with you on how you can apply for our programs. And then just look up for the applications in the future, and we really hope you guys get involved. If you guys forgot 99% of what I just said, there's just one question I'd like to leave you with that I hope you guys think about tonight and in the future. And that is, are you client ready? Thank you.